Greetings, you sexy people. Welcome back to Anno 1800 hard mode. I hope you're having a fine day wherever you are. When you look at a fair city like Knuters, you should know that there is no better place to live on Earth. Now, Knuters is really in for a treat in this episode because we are finally going to fulfill all the remaining needs that my artisans have. So that is the rum that should be coming in soon, and also here the canned food and the fur coats that I'm working on. However, the canned food is going to make us empty pocket, right? So we're going to have empty pockets after this production. We're sitting at 45,000 credits, and if you think that is a lot, then you have no idea about your life, so please change it. And we do need to spend this one. However, I should also find some ways of actually getting some money in. So upgrading more people to artisans is a way, but also selling those ships would be one way. I'm very hesitant to sell my warships, right? So, but the clippers we could sell. However, I do have now my next productions up. Wait a second, just a tiny thing here. Let's destroy one of the royal galleons there once again, and then have a clipper in it, and then we go with another royal clipper. I want to see how much money a clipper brings in. So let's send this one here to Archie, and then we'll just see and just figure it out, right? So we have now another royal warship, 14 minutes, and then there's a clipper coming out, and this clipper is then going to supply Knuters with a red pepper and with the beef that we have there. Also, we should be having now fur in. There you go. And do we have it? Yes, we have the cotton as well. And that means I can now finalize my next production chain, which would be then my fur coat dealer. Oh my goodness, Martinez. It's looking a bit rough here. Also, my chapel is gone. Let's quickly rebuild this. And I think we also don't have any fire station in Martinez. How dare I? How dare me? Let's build it. One here and one here, as it's a very stretched city. We do need to have two of them. By the way, Martinez does not have any defense yet. I know. Let's also upgrade the harbor. So this one doubles our storage capacity, which is very much required because it is full, right? So this one was full, and I think also, yep, the rum was also full. So it is important that we get a bit more storage out so that my clippers are better loaded overall. Oh god. Seriously? Oh, right. We don't have Sean yet, right? No. The pirate in the New World, we have not discovered him yet. Because if we do, he would actually attack us right now. But we don't. So no one knows what this ship is. I'm certainly completely flabbergasted by what kind of ship this could be. Luckily, it's not firing back. Now, the next production that we have is the fur coats, as I said multiple times now, so please stop that. And we are going to have the fur coats here. The cool thing about the fur coats is we don't need that many of them, and they can be easily boosted with some electricity, and then that's it, right? We don't need anything like that anymore. So I think like 4, let's make it like 5 of them, and that's it, right? We probably will never need more than that. Let's just get my warehouse a bit closer to that, and there's going to be then here the electrical power plant, and this is just close enough then to support all of this. Let's build a warehouse, and I think, yeah, actually for the 2, let's start getting us the first fur coat dealer out there. 1806 we have now, it seems, and since 1806, and this one is now starting its production. Beautiful building there once more, as always. Getting its production up. For 2 per minute then, that would only meet the required amount that we have. We want to have a slight surplus though, so I'm going to build a second one right away. Each one of them costs me 500 maintenance. This is pretty much, so 1,000 maintenance we pay already for this one here now, and also 200 workforce, reducing my artisan workforce by 400 in total. Really steep price there. Let's stop but it's going to pay off, of course, once we have engineers. Let's stop the fur coats, and we can also, with the remaining materials that we have for now, continue with upgrading more people now. So the cool thing is, thanks to the school, we can really go crazy in this area, and I can see that there is a farmer here still lurking around. So let's move this farm a bit further outside, and let's move one of the workers inbound, or with closer here to everything, so that we can also then upgrade those guys here. And actually, wait a second, it's the whole block here. Are they affected by this warehouse? Because then we could have a paved road, or by this marketplace. And it's probably this marketplace, but I don't have the bricks. Let's rather use the bricks that we still have to upgrade a few more people. And that would be those guys. That's a nice block. Right, so we get 700 more balance in. I think 1,000 more balance just from this block that we get in addition. Also boosting us to 12,000 people. Hooray! more mouths to feed. And yeah, that's it actually. We don't have any more bricks. But the city is growing with that. Over here, yep, that's the marketplace and that's the school. So this school is, yeah, paved road then. That's the only thing that we really have. Also what I can see is that Captain Tobias is coming in, trading some of our soap. We have a production of 40-80 surplus right now, so I can actually ramp this up to 60 on the volume. Right, so with that we get more pigs in, and with that I could also boost my soap production. So it's kind of like a synergy between the two of them. And for that, yeah, 2 more over here is possible, plus another soap factory here to further boost my productions. Oh, he's going away again. That was a quick trade. Meanwhile, my clipper is at Archie. Let's just see, it's 7,500 credits. That's okay. Let's sell it for this. We could also start mass producing of the clippers then, as they're really cheap. And I think we're going to do this. Yes, I've never done this before, actually, doing the same thing that we did with the schooners, but this time just with the clipper. For this, however, I will need to start producing more sails. So let's also go ahead and have, yeah, let's make 2 sheep farms there actually. And both of them are going to supply then 2 sail makers that we have just here. Sail makers are really cheap, so it doesn't really hurt me. And timber, we also have a very good production, right? So this is very cheap. And we can produce then the proper amount of clippers with that. Let's have a second warehouse here, because I cannot upgrade this one. And we do lack the required bricks. Yep, who would have thought? Bricks, once again, I'm pretty much down. And then we copy the shipyard and just build it here as well. Somewhere in this corner or on another coast actually. Let's have it down here in my industrial coast. Very, very good. We just need more bricks. So for that, I could go ahead now and purchase bricks, or we just wait it out. Let's just wait it out, and then we can start mass producing clippers as a business model, as selling stuff. Hooray, and just a few minutes later, my next clipper is arriving in Martinez. So what a beautiful view. Fine day here once more. Peaceful sea that we have, and yeah, it's delivering, of course, quite a lot of things to us. The weapons, the bricks, and the steel beams all coming into my fair town here. A really tiny, small town that we have. And this one is pretty important, because with that we can start building up a harbor defense now in Martinez. Something I really should be doing. Let's unload these guys, and now the Arden Squib we can use for my rum trade route. There you go. And we activate it right away.
Just say the word.
And as we can see, it already has 130 tons of rum now, ready to be shipped to Knutas. With the remaining resources, let's go ahead and start. The cannon tower. We do need a few more barrels. I didn't know. We do need more ponchos for that as well. I should still have something ready here. Let's do this. Let's build them. We definitely have, though, the fried plantain. At least that is working. And I could also boost it, of course. But I do need to upgrade a few more people before we can build that. Let's also build a few more. And here. Very good. And we will also need to increase our production of the fried plantain, and this is easily done and doesn't really cost us that much happiness. So 6 in total, and we still have 23 happiness population, and this is enough to supply now the whole town. And with that we will get the cannon tower in no time. Meanwhile, a lot of bricks are in Knutas, so we can now build the sailing shipyard number 2 for the 10,000, and we can start building now clippers here. So let's go ahead and yeah, let's have some 3 right away in the queue. Get it over here to Archie right away. And this is a very good way of dumping my surplus timber, because we have a lot of that, into direct money, right? So 7,500 for each is a pretty good deal. Oh yeah, and I can also see that the AI opponents are ramping up their fleets now. beside the harbor defenses already. But I think we're not that far behind this time, especially since we have the bigger warships ready. And 2 shipyards now producing. Why is... oh god, we got the next plague. So that is something... these hospitals are so expensive, I really don't want to have too many of them. It doesn't completely reach all of them, but what we can do, we can extend its reach, of course, by adding paved roads to this area. Yeah, and now it goes all the way up there. So now it's reaching all of them, at least for now. At least as long as it doesn't continue to spread.
Ship constructed.
But unfortunately, my workforce has taken a hit, and that is always bad, because this always reduces the effectiveness of my production chains. So let's go ahead and move this lumberjack hut somewhere else. Yeah, those warehouses don't seem to be too overloaded with work.
Sometimes you just have to take a cudgel to
And then we can go ahead and have another road here. And continue then with my next city district. That is bordering already to my lumberjack production and to my industry over there. Here we just need to be careful to not take away too much space from these lumberjack huts. Let's actually move this one here too. Also over to this location there, because we have the space there still. And with that, we can have quite a lot of them. Also, of course, as always, a pub. And let's have this one right next to the warehouse, to the marketplace. So even though we are affected now by the plague, I will still have a proper workforce still manning our factories. As we continue to grow over there. Yeah, then of course we need to find ways of getting rid of my schnapps production to further expand, and also my wool production down here. Besides having now 3 big royal warships for our defense and the 4th one being out now soon, we can also have another clipper. The clipper has been finished, and just in this very same moment we can actually commission another royal warship. So 2 more are coming out. Each one of them costs me, by the way, also 10 influence. We have 270 influence, so for now we are golden with all of that. And Surprise Wind, my latest clipper, that's going to be a clipper, a very special one. This clipper here is going to be responsible now for my beef and red pepper. However, in Orb de Douche, we have riots right now, and those riots are causing a bit of a huggers there to my workforce. Let's just add a few more farmers, since we have the timber to save the workforce. And also down here, and then we have a bit more space there. So this city is also growing and growing, of course, with that the mouths that we need to feed. And this results in still an equal production. That's good. I think they're a bit unhappy right now to still not have any schnapps in. We could do this. We could help them out in this area, as we're capped on schnapps in Knuters. Let's just go ahead and create a trade route now between Knuters and Orb de Douche. Another one. And this one is transporting schnapps from Knuters to Orb de Douche endlessly. At least until we're full in Orb de Douche as well. And it's going to take then red pepper and beef in Orb de Douche and get it over to Knuters. And it's never going to be more than that, because it's a very short trade route, and these are goods that are produced in low quantities usually. And where do I have my ship? There it is, Surprise Wind. Another trade route. That means it's also... This one is now starting then. This means that we have now then also schnapps coming in for Orb de Douche. This will be very good for balance wise, so for my money, but also for happiness. And this also means now that the harbor area in Knuters is getting a bit more busy. So we should also think about a pier soon. Luckily we do have the docklands that act as a pier, right? So ships can dock in both of these locations here, as they do right now. So Nelly here, for example, is docking at the docklands. This should still work for the time being, but of course not for long, as at some point we'll need to add more. Alright, and we are also completely full on iron. That's a surprise to me. But it's okay, because we do need that iron soon now anyway. Yeah, we also have all the resources. So let's get started. We also have the right amount of workers now and farmers. So let's go ahead, build the 4 red pepper ones. That's 8,000 credits. Plus their fields, that's another 4,000 credits. And then I go ahead with 4 beef farms. That's 4,000 credits here. 4,000 credits here and 4,000 credits here. Right? Farmer workforce wise, it's fine. So once of course the rights are gone, it will look a bit better here. There's nothing here that I can repair yet. But that's okay. We have a positive farmer workforce. It gets it over here. And now we need to start then working also on our canned food production. Now the canned food production is going to be not in this location as there's barely space anymore. Not in this location as there is some more heavy industries coming then for this area. So we're going to have it here for the canned food. Let's just check this out, how we can make this properly working. Yeah, right here actually. Now for the canned food, it's important to note that we do need to have a trade union here. So once my chef Michel gets in, we can use him. And then we have this. So we do need to have the cannery, right? So this one here, and the artisanal kitchens. I'm going to have both of them here, to be honest. So my potential was 6 of them, which is really a lot. So I hope that I don't need to build 6 of them so soon. But let's just go ahead with this. We will move them, of course, accordingly then. So that is 5. And then I still need 1 more. As they do require space. Oh, wait a second. We could also just move this one. And now we can actually use all of them. Just fine, right? And then we need also the artisanal kitchens. And for that we would need 8. So this is also a ridiculous number that we probably will never really need fully. But we just plan ahead with it. Yeah, that Laban check hut. Let's move this one over a bit. I do have the space here. For 8 of them. And let's just see how we can make this work. There is the warehouse. So I hopefully... Yep, I can squeeze in some 2 here. That's really not working. I don't believe it. Absolutely no problem, because we can just use this area for all 4 of them as well. And most of them do get the trade unit. And once we get the item, we don't need those kitchens anymore anyway, right? We only will need then the canneries in total. Newspaper guy, for the probably one of the last times, I'm going to use the money boost in total. And let's also use some happiness, but only 5, because I really don't want to get used to 15 happiness. Even though the grass is never greener than now. Let's actually use this to... It doesn't really get us a nice bonus there. Yeah, let's use 15. Sorry for my indecisiveness. Let's go with that. So that we have a really euphoric population. So holy cow, there's going to be lots of babies produced. And this is my canned food production, of course. That would be the potential maximum that we'll ever need. So I'm not going ahead that we actually will need it. But for now, let's just plan ahead with it. Let's also upgrade the warehouse right away, because we definitely will need it. And since this is a pretty expensive industry, let's also add a fire station right over here and also its own police station. And by the way, the newspaper effectiveness also got boosted by 14% on top of everything, because we are using so much influence on propaganda. And then a police station here for all of them. Righto, and I think that's it. We could go ahead now building these
buildings abandoned.
These very, very expensive buildings. Just repair what has been destroyed. So I'm planning ahead with half of what we potentially in total need. That would be 4 kitchens and 3 canneries. And I'm just very curious to see how this will be in total. So the kitchens would be 28,000 credits. There you go. Let's also have our own warehouse then here as well. And for the 3 canneries, it's going to be crazy because we cannot afford them. We can actually, with 45,000 now. Let's build all 3 of them. 45,000 for canned food. So that was half of it, right? And balance-wise, it's actually not that bad. A cannery only costs me 100 on the maintenance, and the kitchen costs me 100. Balance-wise, it's not the worst, but of course, money-wise, it was really bad, as we are down on coin. But we got this production now. For now. at least until we get the item then, the Chef Michel, later on. Very good. Let's stop canned food for now. And we can also enable fur coats now, because we have fur coats in. Right, so fur coat, there it is, 100 tons already. Probably forgot about it. And with that we can now unlock it, and this will fill our pockets once again with a better balance. And it also will increase my population once more for the artisans here. And I think, yep, also the rum is in. We're sitting at 5k on the balance now. And at the same time, let's also continue selling more clippers. So we have 2 actually for 7,500 each, giving us a whopping 15,000 credits. Right, like that. And I hope that we have more clippers in commission. There you go. And I can have up to 5 in the queue right now. And then we're out of sales. So both of my shipyards are now fully used, right? And both of them are producing. 3 warships and the 4th one coming out soon. And then a 5th one. That is a proper fleet. That is something we can do with something then. Alright. Ah yeah, there's also the first red pepper and beef getting over to Knuters. And by the way, since we're depleting Knuters probably of schnapps right now, I should also set a minimum stock for schnapps here. So we have 200 in stock right now, let's make a minimum of 100. So that means that a trader can never get more out than 100 tons minimum storage there. So 100 always need to be in our harbor pockets. Alright, up the douche, do we have... Yeah, we can now repair all these farmers and workers to have a functioning town here again as well. This is just really nice. Fur coats in, we're sitting at 6,000 credits now. Balance, so 6,000 per minute coming in. And canned food we can open up as well soon. We still have some building materials that I would like to use for a few more upgrades to artisans, because now we can really make use of our artisans to the maximum, right? Now every artisan building is really worth its coin, because they all have all the goods fulfilled, and that means they all pay maximum amount of credits or taxes as well. One more thing they need, and that is a mod, is the post office. That is still a requirement that we should provide, as this will also boost happiness a bit. It's a post office, a very small building with a very huge range, as we can see. So this one, let's have it behind the theater. There's no room for a garden yet, as we really do need to use the maximum of what we can. And this pushes us to 7,000 on the credits. Very good. So all the needs are now fulfilled for the artisans. And here, just the university is now needed. Now for the university, we do of course once again need a central location, because this is a very expensive building. I don't want to need to build it too many times. So I'm going ahead with having it in this on this very block there. And that once again leads us to, yeah, let's just destroy these farmers there for now. Right, move some of the workers over. And that makes it possible to move these artisans over. And with that, we have now a very proper location right here in the city center that just fits the university, that we can build then once we have the required materials. That is 50 tons of bricks and 40 tons of steel beams that we'll have soon. And with that, all the requirements are then fulfilled for my artisans. Do we have already canned food in? Because then I can unlock it. Nah, not yet. But the kitchens are starting to work now. So that's of course taking then a bit of time before the goulash moves over to my kitchens. But finally production has started with the canneries, and they are now getting in the first canned food. 2 we have already, and it is time for me to also unlock the canned food for my artisans. This will once again boost my population and my income as well. Probably pushes us above 14,000 most likely. We definitely get another level already. And also probably up to 8,000 then on the balance. We can also sell some more clippers. Another one here, Prospero. There you go, 7,000 credits coming in. And the next royal warship is also out. By the way, these cost me 350 maintenance each. So we can afford them, but we need to be careful of how high my upkeep for the navy is going to be. 4 heavy warships, that is just beautiful. I can't wait for them to be fully equipped then as well with some proper items. This boosts our military score now to 47. But of course the AI is pushing ahead there way too quickly. One more thing. university.
Ship constructed.
Another beautiful building. The town center is really starting to look like something with all these buildings here. Also just, we have the bricks, paved the road around the university. It deserves it. And with that, yep, artisans have all the needs fulfilled. And ready we are for the age of engineers, electricity power and steamships. Stay tuned.